The first thing I wanted to say was to my colleagues, while I wholeheartedly respect Councilman Dr. Ford, and he is my friend, Councilwoman Fullilove did ask me, she was the only individual who asked me to support her, but I would really hope with this upcoming year and this new city council that the members of the city council can show a little more respect for diversity and inclusion. It has been very difficult to work as hard as we have worked on this council as women, and to be ignored, and it's an insult. And I hope that the women of Memphis don't stand for that in the future. And I don't know what the issue is, but it has been very, very difficult to watch this. It's difficult to watch you all do this to Councilwoman Fullilove. And no matter what our personal issues are, because I don't think there's ever been any member of this council who has agreed with each other 100% of the time. But we've got to stop this. We have to set an example for our city, and we cannot keep talking about diversity and inclusion, and we act like these women don't matter, because we do, and the work that we have done, it has been important. The second thing that I'd like to ask Mr. Chair, I asked for a moment of personal privilege. I think, Lisa, did you share that with the chairman?
Yes, and I don't have a problem with that. Go ahead, Ms. Halbert.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Several weeks ago, a few meetings ago, this council approved adding the pre-65s back to our health care. I cannot tell you, I don't know how many other council members have received telephone calls or emails, but the number of individuals who are calling because they simply cannot afford, as pre-65 retirees, they cannot afford the full health care, and it's putting them in an awful predicament because they don't necessarily qualify for the affordable health care, or if they do, because they're offered insurance with the city, it is, the fees are, I mean, it's just tremendously huge. So I have never seen in the 8 years, well, I have to take that back, only one other instance that I can really remember, but the level of disrespect the administration showed when this council made its final decision, I don't care if you voted for it or if you decided to abstain, it passed. And we've left a lot of citizens, a lot of employee retirees hanging in limbo. And I'm going to ask my colleagues to join me in requiring the administration to do exactly what we did last year and put those pre-65s back in. I know it may be in vain, but I don't know how we sleep at night. One family is going to have to pay $900 a month on a retired income because they cannot, I mean, they just can't do anything other than that. And I'd like to ask if any of my colleagues would join me. You know, the administration, we heard today a couple of the directors talking about how they move money around. Matto, they move some money around. Where'd you find the money? We found it in, you know, in a couple other projects. But you all, this is serious, and we're at the end of employee enrollment for our benefits.
Thank you, Ms. Halbert. Ms. Fullilove.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I just would like to express my disappointment in my male colleagues, some of them on this council. I knew the first 4 years that I was here that I had gotten myself into all kind of trouble. I did it, but I vowed to myself, to my God, and to my constituents that I was going to straighten my act up and do what they voted for me to do. This past election, I got 33,000 votes. Nobody else can say that except Mayor-elect Jim Strickland. I don't have to prove myself to you, and I'm so glad some of you are leaving. I don't know what to do. Not you, Harold. But I'm so happy to see some of you leaving here. And for those of you that remain, you watch out for me, because I'm going to embrace every one of these new council members, and I'm going to be chair in 2017. And you can take that to the bank. Your disrespect for women, for Wanda and myself, has just been totally out of order. I asked Myron, will you support me? Well, I told Berlin Board I support him. How can you tell Berlin, who hadn't won a doggone thing, that you're going to support him? He tells me he's going to support me, and then he reneges and supports him. Am I angry? Yes. Do I want you to lose? Yes. And I'm saying that. If I can do anything to help your opponent, I will. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Fullilove. Anyone else? Okay, let's move on now to our cards. First, Mr. Del Gill.